Hello and welcome back, everybody. Today I am very excited to finally be able to do a review on this particular fragrance. It is Guerlain Derby. I'm going to call it Derby. I know in North America it's more commonly called Derby. I'm not sure how the French would pronounce it, Derby, but I in Australia and in the UK, well, actually parts of Australia it's pronounced Derby, and in other parts of Australia they're more likely to pronounce it Derby. Doesn't matter because it's all about the smell. Today I'm going to be talking about Guerlain Derby, and this particular version was part of Les Parisiens collection. This was released in 2005. Now, there was an earlier version of Guerlain Derby, which was released in 1985. It comes in a different bottle. It looks like this one here up on your screen. If you go and have a look at the note pyramids, that older version is slightly different to this one. I've not smelled that older vintage, but it is very, very highly regarded in the fragrance community on forums. But obviously, it's a lot harder to get your nose on these days. I've only ever smelled this version here, which is the one that's currently available. As I said, it's part of a different Guerlain line, the Les Parisiens. And let's talk about what it smells like. I tell you a little bit of a story about this. I ordered some decants probably 18 months ago, maybe even longer. And I had a voucher for these decants. So in order to make up the rest of the value of the voucher, I decided to choose a 5 ml decant of this one. So it was complete blind, but I had, I couldn't think of anything else. So I chose this kind of on a whim, and mainly because I'd read good things about it. But I don't know why, but I wasn't expecting to fall in love with it. But fall in love with it, I have. Okay, so this, what I will tell you before I describe what I'm smelling is that this has very distinct opening, middle, and base on my skin. However, unless you are looking for it or mentally taking note of what you're smelling, you don't realize that that's what you're smelling. So it opens up with what I could only describe as this beautiful effervescent combination of citrus. It's mainly bergamot, but it kind of has the sweetness of orange mixed in there. And there are definitely citrus style soaps that I have smelled like this. It reminds me of almost this, very lovely citrus style bath bomb because of that fizziness. And I'm not sure where that's coming from. I'm not sure if there are aldehydes in here, but what there is in the opening with the citrus is this just big, gorgeous velvety red carnation note that's sitting there right from the beginning with the citrus. And it is probably, of all the flowers used in perfumery, I'm going to say it right now, carnation is my number one floral note. I love how it can be lush and spicy and dry, and it can be both, masculine and feminine at the same time. And here it blends so beautifully with the citrus that I'm not sure if it's the carnation giving that effervescence or it's the citrus doing it to the carnation. As it progresses into the heart of the fragrance, then I get more of a spiciness that comes from this flower, and it's predominantly and usually clove, and I get this beautiful, warm, rounded. Basically, this clove basically starts to round off the top of the fragrance and leads you into the heart, which essentially for a good part of the heart of this development, it is carnation and spice, and there is just a touch of some soft, creamier woods lurking below. Then, as you reach the dry down, some couple of hours into the development, what starts to pick through is a very dry leather, and what I think is patchouli. It's actually quite dry. It's actually quite there is a touch of tarriness about it, just a touch, not anything too smoky. It's all so very refined and blended. That transition from the heart to the base is just so smooth and almost undetectable that it takes you by surprise. You're, one minute you're here really enjoying this beautiful spicy carnation, and all of a sudden you're wearing a very refined, dry, almost austere leather and patchouli combination. There is just a touch of earthiness, but there is nothing dirty about this. This I like to think of as smelling not so much old school, but old money, and wearing Derby makes you feel that way as well. It is, popular amongst men predominantly. I'm not sure, there is no reason why women couldn't love this if they wore it themselves, and I'm not sure how many have actually worn it themselves or even smelled it on other men. It's not as highly rated as this is. It's not. I don't see it mentioned a lot in fragrance circles, but when I do see it mentioned, there's no doubt that there is so much love for this fragrance, so much high praise for this fragrance, and I'm so very happy that I have this particular bottle. I still have some in my decan, and I'll finish that off, but this is a precious in my wardrobe. Performance is very good. It's not monstrous, like I will get a full work day out of this. I'll be able to smell it at different periods during the day, but it performs the way it performs the way it smells. It is, again, refined, assertive, letting you know it's there and not needing to do too much to get your attention. That's kind of what Guerlain's Derby or Derby is all about to me, and I quite frankly love it. It's right up there with my favorite Guerlain's, in fact, my favorite perfumes at the moment. Derby. There we go. Let's get. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye.